Hello, incredible ones. I'm so excited to welcome you to Incredible Factor University, and I'm excited about this very first module that we have for you. This module is really about getting started with the clarity that it is going to take in order to create a business that serves you fully in every possible way. And so, as we get started, I want you to be thinking about your business in terms of what you want your business to be. And I want you to be taking your time throughout this process. Listen to this module as many times as you need to. Go through the process that I lay out here for you. Do the worksheet. Take your time. We're purposely providing it for you at this point, at this critical juncture, as you have completed all of your assessments and we're waiting for your kickstart call with me to have you to really get some extreme clarity in your business. So clarity is the key to building your business so that it really reflects your true and unique value, right? We're talking about the secret sauce, the secret power, if you will, that only you can deliver to the world. Right? That's the important thing to keep in mind here, that although there might be tons of people who technically do what it is that you do, no one can do it quite like you. And that is always going to be your assurance throughout this process of building your business, knowing that there is no one who can do it the way that you do it. Now, I'm going to invite you to take your time and make some time to get this done. First and foremost, you want to make sure that you do this exercise when you won't be disturbed. So put the kids to bed, back it up for your husband, do whatever you need to do in order to give yourself a period of time to be able to dedicate to working through the steps in this clarity-based module, because this is the backdrop of everything. Before we talk, I want you to be clear. Before you attend your first business building retreat, I really want you to be clear on the things that we cover here. I want you to be ready to write your thoughts down. So this would be a great time to pull out your success journal and write your thoughts in there, or get another notebook or place where you're going to be keeping everything that pertains to your IFU program so that they're all in one consolidated place, because this is literally going to be your business's blueprint, right? And as we go through this, I'm going to take my time in breaking it down for you, because if you get this right, your marketing will become 10 times more powerful. It is the thing that will prevent you from blending in to be the noise in the marketplace, right? And if you don't take your time, if you rush instead, it will impact your message and how you show up. Okay, so let's walk through our objectives. So first, I want to help you to get clear on what problem you solve, who your ideal client is, and how you help them. That's our primary goal. Again, if we're in business to solve problems for a profit. So what is the problem that you are solving? Who are you solving that problem for? And how is it that you help them? We're going to help you to get clear on the havoc that your ideal clients are experiencing right now, and how it will get worse until they hire you. We're going to spend some time really massaging that. And then we're going to help you to get clear on the haven that you will become for your clients. You'll hear me talk about the havoc and the haven a lot. So just bear that in mind and know that that's going to be coming up a lot. And I'll give you a little bit more of a backdrop as we go through. And then we're going to use what we come up with to create your business blueprint one pager. This document is just for you. It's not for your clients. It doesn't go on your website. It's really an exercise in clarity to have you to be crystal clear about who you are, who you serve, how you serve them, and the results that they get. And knowing it backwards and frontwards so that it increases your confidence, so that prior to you positioning yourself for a sales conversation, you know that you're the best thing since pockets. And you know that you're going to show up in an energy that's going to tell them that you're the best thing since pockets. So as we get started, our first step is to really get clear on your income goal. Okay, so what is your income goal? And I want you to think big. I don't care what you've done historically in your business. I don't care. And the way that I mean that is it's not about where you've been, it's about where you're going, right? And so I want you to think big. Now, I don't want you to say that you've only ever done $100,000 in your business and you want to create $1 million business in the next year. That might be a little bit outside of your realm, only because there's a lot that goes into having $1 million business. So that might be a 3-year goal, right? So I don't want it to be so big that it's not possible to happen, and it creates this not so great effect and impact on your business. But I want it to be a little bit scary. So let's say you have historically done $100,000 in your business before, but you've been stuck around that level for the last few years, right? So then you might want to say, I want to shoot to double my business, to do 200,000 or $250,000. I want you to let it be a little bit scary, but also motivating at the same time. That's what I want that goal to be. So I want you to take a few moments, stop the module, and figure out what your income goal is. You might want to take into consideration all the things you want to do over the course of the next year, right? If you're looking to buy a house or buy a new car or renovate your home or take a vacation or have a birthday party or plan a wedding, you want to take all of those things into consideration when you think about what that number needs to be. Let it be a little bit scary. Let it motivate you at the same time. When you're ready, come back and join me and we'll move on. Awesome. So the fact that you're back with me tells me that you have set an income goal. Congratulations. All right. So now what I want you to do is I want you to list all of the reasons why achieving this goal means everything to you, right? And I don't want you to think about just yourself. I want you to think about the other people in your life. Like I always say, when I think about my why board, which is the vision board for why I get up every single morning in my business, there's very little on that board about me. It's about the other people's lives that'll be different and change because I woke up that morning to go into my office and to do this work. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about how it will affect your family, how it'll affect your confidence, your finances. What are all of the things you would do with that income that you can't do right now? Why do you need this income goal? So if your goal is to go to $250,000 or $500,000, why? Why is that necessary? What will come into reach for you? What kind of a difference would it make in the way that you and your family live every single day if you do it? I want you to brainstorm. I want you to stop the module again and don't write until there's nothing left. Until there's nothing left to say about your big reasons why doing this is important. If you have children, sending them to the school of their dreams, right? If you want to have a home on the water, whatever those things are, I want you to write them all down. If you have aging parents and you want to be able to take care of them, if you want to be able to get a housekeeper, whatever those things are, I want you to just take a few moments and write down all the reasons why. And the reasons why that really pique your spirit, I want you to expand upon them. I want you to literally create a journal entry about why achieving this goal is so important to you right now. Take a few moments and do that. When you're ready, come back and join me. Awesome. So not only do you have an income goal, now you have some big reasons why achieving that goal is essential to you. I'm here to tell you that we will do more for others than we will ever do for ourselves. So I hope that as you built out that list, there were other people involved with why. Because those other people that are involved with why, they're going to be the ones that give you the courage to take the steps that you don't want to take, but you most need to take in order to experience this income goal real live in your life. All right. Now, your offer, what you provide is how you're going to hit that income goal, right? So we're going to spend some time really drilling down into what your business is all about, what it is you do for the clients that you serve, and how you serve them in the best possible way. So what is an offer? What is your offer? Your offer is a very vivid, extremely clear statement about the outcome that you deliver and why your audience needs that particular outcome so badly. They need it like they need air, right? They need it like they need water. We're going to construct this statement step by step. We're going to create this offer and ultimately this outcome step by step. Now, it's important to know that the outcome that you offer, it must have spice, right? It must focus on a problem. And when you make your offer focus on this problem, everything will change, right? It's about understanding the cost of their problem and getting them to see you as the only solution to that problem. But the outcome needs to have spice. You guys Spice, you'll hear this a lot. Whenever we're talking about messaging, you'll hear me talking about SPICE. It's an acronym. I'll break it down for you in a little bit, but it stands for specific, positive, intentional, clear, and evident, right? Because you have to keep in mind that people in pain are actively seeking a painkiller. Now, you could create a program based on the warm and fuzzies in life, but I will tell you, after having done extensive market research, is that offers that are based on pleasure points just don't convert as well as offers that are based on pain points. So we are going to create an offer based on the problem that you solve. Now, I can hear you. You might be thinking right now, but Darnyelle, I can solve a lot of problems. And that's okay if you do, right? This is about the primary offer, the primary problem that you want to solve. And this offer must be about stopping their pain. Okay, so let's break down the SPICE outcome acronym. So the S stands for specific. That means it's extremely clear. There's no ambiguity. It's easy to visualize, right? So when I think in terms of an outcome, I help entrepreneurs become 6 or 7 figure entrepreneurs in a year. That is a very specific, measurable outcome. Okay. So that's the first part, is that it is specific. Secondly, it's positive, meaning something good is going to come out of it. Something good is going to come out of this outcome. Their life is going to be different. It's going to be better. There's going to be a physical or a tangible, visible change as a result of this particular outcome. It's going to be intentional, meaning there's an end point. It doesn't go on and on and on forever. We're going to get them to a specific point and a very specific specified point in time. Next, it's clear, something that they want desperately. It's clearly identified as, yes, I need to have this. And then there's evidence. It means it's measurable. Physically or visibly, it will change their lives. Now, as you're thinking about your outcome and your SPICE outcome in particular, I want to just share with you some of the problems that we see all the time when people are trying to figure out how to put their outcome into words. Number one, we from time to time see people speaking in cliches instead of a clear outcome. Things like achieve your dreams, reach your goals, be happy, get clarity. Those are all platitudes. They're cliches. Everybody who does what you do can say that. We want you to make sure that you have something that is measurable and tangible as an outcome, not a platitude. Okay? Another challenge that we see is people focusing on the how versus the outcome. Now, the how is the thing. It's the steps that you take. It's the bridge. It's what happens in between where they are now and where they want to be. How you work is not your outcome, right? It's not the steps. It's what they get when they follow the steps. Mistaking the steps on the path as an outcome. So as an example, shifting your messaging is not an outcome. It's a step on the journey towards growing your business. Does that make sense? You want to be clear and you want to be specific. Okay. In just a little bit of time, we're going to start breaking this down in greater detail. So let's talk about framing your offer. Every workshop, every product, every coaching session, every service, whether you provide the service and do done for you or you teach others how to do the service, every single one of these things that you offer must be built around one problem. Again, you can solve multiple problems, but we're going to create one offer or outcome for every problem. So if I have a problem, you show up with this outcome, giving you that outcome could create another problem, and then there's another outcome. Does this make sense? We talk about this in great detail as a part of the program, and you'll create eventually your problem progression. But I want you to be thinking in terms of right now, the one thing that you want to be known for in your business. An example could be if you're a coach or consultant, I would recommend creating like an online program or training as your primary offer. Your clients get one training module every single week, and then they get like an open Q&A call. That's an example of what that might look like. Now, the more you center your messaging around how bad that problem is and how horrible it's going to be if they don't solve it, the more powerful your messaging and marketing will be. This is the thing that will prevent you from having to have a lot of testimonials or case studies. This is the thing that will allow you to create a high ticket program and raise your prices to deliver it easily, right? Because at the end of the day, your SPICE outcome is based on the SPICE problem that you solve. Yep, another acronym. So here's a SPICE problem. It's specific and substantive. We talked about that already, but it's deep. It's not on the surface. It goes down deep. We're really getting to the root of whatever it is that is impacting them. It is pervasive and persistent, meaning it's like a rash. It does not go away until you put the ointment on it for 7 consecutive days. It's immediate and insurmountable. Immediate meaning they needed to have solved this problem yesterday, and insurmountable meaning without your help, it's not getting solved. It is clear and conscious. This is about your ideal client, the person with the problem. They need to be clear and conscious that this problem exists for them. If they're not clear that they have the problem, being able to sell them into an outcome for it is going to be very challenging. And last but not least, it needs to be expensive and expansive. And what I mean by that is it's going to keep getting bigger and cost them more money the longer they go without solving the problem. All right. That's going to be what's really, really important. Now, you have to keep in mind that we are not paid for our time. We are paid for our results. Okay. If there is no problem to be solved, then there is no profit to be earned. Write that down, star that, highlight that. When someone hires you, they are buying their way out of their big problem. So they're not buying into your community. They're buying their way out of their big problem. When you make this shift, this will be a true game changer for you. Because at the end of the day, when they invest, they believe that they're investing to solve a real problem for themselves, a real substantial problem. This is huge. So important that you see it that way. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to take a moment. We're going to do some brainstorming. We're going to brainstorm. So I want you to pause in between each of the questions that I'm asking you and begin to write things down. Okay, so I want you to pause between each one and start to write things down. What are all of the problems that you can solve, right? So if you're used to coming in and solving a lot of problems, I'm going to need you to narrow this down, but we need to know what all of the problems that you can solve are from the onset, right? I don't want you to worry about pigeonholing yourself because you won't. This won't be the last thing that you put together, but we're creating your first and most powerful program that you can offer for a high ticket price in order to shift your business quickly. This is everything. This will be a transferable skill. This process we're walking through right now, it'll be a transferable skill because once I show you how to do it, you'll be able to do it every time you want to focus on a different problem. So once you list all the problems that you can solve, you're then going to pick one to focus on almost exclusively. Once you figure out that one that you're going to focus on almost exclusively, that is going to be the base that your primary offer is about. So I'm going to have you stop in just a second and think about all the problems you can solve at this particular point in time. Okay. Keep in mind that one offer solves one problem. So take a few moments right now and list out all the problems you can solve, all the problems you can solve. And then I want you to start thinking about the one that you want to focus on exclusively. I'll give you a little bit more guidance. So just start by listing all the problems you can solve and then come back and join me when you're ready. Awesome. So welcome back. So now you have a list of all the problems you could be solving at any particular point in time. Now let's drill down in order to figure out what is going to be the one that you're going to focus on. So I want you to be thinking, if you're struggling with this in any way, I want you to be thinking about this. Who is your best case study? Who are the people that you've worked with in the past that you've gotten the best results for over and over and over again? Who are those people? What did you help them to achieve? Right? Think about that. Then I want you to think about your clients. Even if you solve multiple problems, there's probably one problem that you enjoy solving, that you're incredible at solving, that people consistently show up for you to solve for them. Right? So again, stop the recording and jot down or star or circle that one problem from your list of many problems. And then we're going to run it through the filter to make sure that it is a SPICE problem. All right, so come back and join me when you're ready. Awesome. So welcome back. So at this point, you had an entire list of problems, and now you've drilled it down to one core problem that you are going to be able to solve. Okay, so let's run it quickly through the SPICE filter. This problem, is it specific and substantive? Can you list it out clearly with specificity? Does it go deeper than the surface? Is it persistent and pervasive? Is it like a rash? Until you show up to solve it, will this problem continue to cause problem for them? Is it immediate and insurmountable? Do they need someone else on the outside to come in and help them to solve this problem? If they're clear and conscious, we don't need to really run that piece of the filter, because our marketing is going to only bring people who are clear and conscious into us. And is this problem is expensive and expansive? So if you can say yes to each of those, rock on. You're ready to go. You have clearly identified the problem that you want to be solving and that we're going to base an outcome upon. Okay, so now let's talk about your ideal client. It's another place where there's a lot of confusion about who is the best type of client for us to work with. Okay. So who do you want to work with? At the end of the day, if you had your choice, who would you choose to work with? Who are the people that you're currently solving this SPICE problem for? Think labels, right? So for example, are you solving it for moms, for salespeople, for entrepreneurs, right? If you can solve it for multiple groups of people, that's cool. But I really want you to be thinking about just one group to start. Women, leaders, professionals. Think in terms of labels. Mothers, wives, singles, whatever it is. Think in terms of the label that they have, right? There are always 3 questions that I want people to answer when it comes to clarifying their ideal client, right? So the first question is, who would they say that they are? Unfortunately, I don't have this on a slide. Who would they say that they are? That's that label, that strongly held label. Would they say that they're an entrepreneur? Would they say that they're a salesperson? Would they say that they're a leader? Would they say that they're a manager? Would they say that they're a mom? Who would they say that they are? The second question is, what would they say is their biggest challenge right now? Using the words that they would use. What would they say are their biggest challenges right now? So I want you to just think about that question and jot down your thoughts quickly. What are those thoughts? What would they say their biggest challenges? And then what would they say they need in order to stop having the challenge? What would they say that they need in order to stop having the challenge? Okay. So I want you to think, I want you to think in terms of those 3 things. As we move on. Now let's get some qualifiers in place to help you to further drill down on your ideal client. So does this group have a problem that is severe enough that they have to have this problem solved? Right? Is this problem like causing major havoc in their lives? Is this like, they've got someone just stabbed them and they've got this gouge that's just oozing blood right now? Is this problem substantially serious? I want you to think about that. Do they have the funds to pay a premium price in order to solve this problem? We need to make sure that whomever you identify to be your ideal clients do, in fact, have the money to hire you, right? Are they likely to take action? Or if you provide the service for them, if you work done for you, are they likely to provide you with what you need to take action? Do you enjoy working with them? And do you have a warm network that you can tap into already, filled with these types of people? Like, it's always easier if you're not completely starting from scratch. If there are some people that you can start out with, that's going to be extremely important to be able to do that. Okay. Now, next thing I want you to write down is what kind of clients you enjoy working with the most. So you want to write down at least 3 qualifiers. You can write down as many as you want. I'm going to have you stop the module in just a second to write that down. But I want you to write down at least 3. I'll share my list with you because I've got a lot on my list. Let me actually grab my list and I'll share my list with you of all that I have that I wrote down when I was going through this similar kind of exercise. All right, here we go. Here's a list. So here are some examples right there. They pay on time. They do the work. They don't make excuses. I also have they're already engaged in their business. They help their clients get great results. They take decisive action. They have the money to invest. They're ready, willing, and able to invest. They take the actions and don't make excuses. Those are some examples of what kind of clients I most like to work with. They're fun. They're making a positive difference in the world. They're impacting the lives of others. What they do really makes a difference. So I want you to take a few moments, stop the module, and write down at least 3 qualifiers that makes them a person that you would enjoy working with. And when you're ready, come back and join me. Okay, so now let's write down who you least want to work with. List at least 3 traits, 3 disqualifiers of people you don't want to work with. They don't pay on time. They make excuses. They start trouble. They create conspiracies. Whatever those things might be. What are 3 characteristics or 3 traits of people that you do not, no matter what, want to work with? Okay? Take a few moments. Write down at least 3. Write down as many as you want, but at least 3 of those. And then come back and join me. Okay, great. So at this point, we have at least 3 qualifiers of the types of clients you want to work with, and at least 3 disqualifiers of the types of clients you don't want to work with. Okay, great. All right, so next up, what is the havoc that these people are going through right now? I want you to, for a moment, I want you to imagine that you are your idol client. And I want you to imagine that you have this horrible spice problem that you solve. I want you to literally enter into the life, the mind, the body of your client, right? How does it feel to have this problem plaguing you every single day? What disappointments do you live with as a result of this problem? I want you to just take a few moments and we're going to really break down the havoc. I want you to write down what your life would be like if this is your problem, right? So how is this problem affecting your family, your finances, your relationships, your confidence, your health? What will happen to your life in 5 years if you haven't solved this problem? In 10? I want you to think about it. I want you to placate. I want you to really go there. I want you to see the world through your client's eyes and all of the cost of this horrible life-altering problem. I want you to prepare to stop this module and work on this, and don't come back until you're done, because this is important. The clearer you can get about this, the more traction you'll be able to get later when we put your marketing out in the marketplace. So take a few minutes, write it all down. How much havoc is there? What does the havoc look like for them? I'll give you some quick examples before I let you go. So they'll continue to work harder than they have to as super slaves to businesses they don't love, while making less money because they don't believe in their value or services. They don't know how to get known in the marketplace, and they'll minimize the contribution that they were born to make. They'll continue to struggle and live the feast or famine lifestyle. They'll have arguments with their spouse. Their children will not be happy and well adjusted. See how ugly this is getting? So I want you to think ugly. I want you to think havoc. Take a few moments, jot that all down, and then come back to me when you're ready. Awesome. So welcome back. So at this point, you have clearly, and you probably have lots of notes. I hope you have lots of notes. I hope you've written a lot of stuff down. And you can go back to this as often as you need until you get it really juicy. You want it to be really juicy. You want to be like, just thinking about what they're going through, you want to be in pain. Like, that's what I want you to be thinking right now. Like, here's another question in case you need a little bit more ammunition. What is it like to drag yourself out of bed each day only to have to deal with this problem, right? The key to growing your business is feeling your client's pain. I promise you, anyone who runs a 6 or 7 figure business has taken a moment and walked a mile in their idle client's shoes. That's how they get great marketing, which turns them into 6 and 7 figure businesses. I want you to write as much as you can in order to feel their pain. I want you to think about the bad and the ugly. This is so important because this will stop you from needing a lot of testimonials and case studies. It won't matter as much if you're able to get into their minds. Like, you've had those moments when you're on someone's website and you're reading their copy and you feel like they were peeking in your window last night. Like, this is that kind of moment that we're creating for them. So take a little bit more time and make sure that you've got some juicy havoc that they are wreaking in their lives because they are not solving this problem. And when you're ready, come back and join me. Awesome. So welcome back. So now the havoc is completely broken down. We're going to flip the script now and we're going to talk about the haven, right? So the haven is the other side of it. It's once they get to the other side. So I want you to do me a quick favor. Stand up wherever you are. Stretch. Put your arms up. I'm doing it with you. Take a deep breath in. Release it. Take another deep breath in. Release it. Take a third deep breath in. And this time, shake it off. Whew. Okay, now sit back down. We had to take all that off because it got really dark for you. I'm hoping that as you were writing down the havoc in their lives, it got really dark. So now we've got to flip the script and we've got to talk about the haven. We've got to make it positive again. We got to change your energy. So that's what that was really just all about. Now, the haven is all about where you're going to take them when you work together. So right now their life is havoc, but you're taking them on this journey to the haven through working together. So now I want you to imagine that you're back into the body of your potential client. And I want you to imagine that you have just completed your amazing program and you just received this incredible service. And for those of you who are done for you business owners, you just finished receiving your service, right? Now, how is your life experience different on a daily basis because you've gone through and completed this amazing program or gotten this amazing service? Think specifically, right? What visible, tangible improvement do you see? I want you to go deeper than you're more confident, right? How is your life measurably different? Take a few moments. I'm going to give you some more to break it down, and then we're going to go through this process. What powers do you have now that you didn't have before? So I want you to brainstorm all the ways your life is better now. What issues did you used to have to contend with that you don't have to deal with anymore? How does your life look different 5 years from now? 10 years from now? What's all the struggle that you get to avoid on a daily basis, right? How is the trajectory of your life different now that you've solved this problem? Again, imagine that you are this client and you just finished your program. Take a few moments and jot down all of the warm and fuzzies, all of the great things. Here are some examples of what I have. They'll wake up every single day completely excited to do work in their business. Their messaging and marketing will be immediately creating an impact and bringing them closer to the clients who have the problem that they solve. Their relationships with their children and their spouse will improve greatly. Their checkbooks will be easier to balance because there'll be more than enough money to take care of anything that they might possibly need. So now I want you to take a few moments and break down the haven. How good does it get? Right. See yourself feeling good. And remember, no platitudes, no cliches. Go deep. What is going to be different as a result of having finished your program? When you're ready, come back and join me. Awesome. Welcome back. So the goal here is to build all of your messaging and marketing on the havoc and the haven. That's why I wanted you to go through this exercise. That's why I wanted you to walk a mile in their shoes, if you will. Because if you can experience it first, you'll be able to create the messaging and marketing that'll let them know that you get it for them, right? Because it's not about the solution as much as it's about what they're going through right now and what their life will be like when they hire you. That's what's most important right now. Okay. So now that we've gone through the process of identifying your income goal and why achieving this goal is important to you. We've gone through the process of clarifying your ideal client, who they are, what you like about them, what you don't like about them, and then the problem that you solve, the havoc and the haven. Now we're ready to move into how you're going to change their life. So I want you to do me a favor, get a clean sheet of paper, and I want you to draw 2 circles on that page. Put a little bit of distance between the two. Name the circle on the left, havoc, and name the circle on the right, haven. Then I want you to draw a line in between because that's going to represent the journey to get them from Havoc to Haven, right? Now, that line, again, it represents the journey. So what are all of the steps that they have to go through to get to the other side? I want you to take your time on this. I want you to plan it out and list out each step, okay? Now, if you offer done-for-you services, what are you creating, and where you are actually creating the outcome for them, what are all the things that you need to do in order to create the outcome for them? So I want you to take a few minutes. We're going to do a brain dump first of all of the steps that it takes to get them from the havoc to the haven. And then we're going to look at combining or eliminating them, because we want the fastest possible path from havoc to haven. So I want you to take a few moments, take your time on this. Your goal is to jot them all down first, and then I want you to distill them into about 6 to 8, no more than 12 steps or milestones that you have to walk through with them. So take a few moments and jot down all the steps. And here's an example. So again, if my outcome is I help them to grow to a 6 or 7 figure business, the very first thing I'm going to do is we're going to do some mindset work. We're going to check their relationship with money. We're going to make sure that they're crystal clear about who they are, who they serve, and how they serve. Then we're going to start moving into their messaging. Then we're going to move into their marketing. Those are 3 distinct milestones or steps we're going to follow. Now, each of those steps are going to have many steps in between. So that might be, as you list them out, where you might end up combining stuff. But we want to really just put it all out there and then ultimately distill it down into about 6 to 8, no more than 12 major milestones. Okay, so take a few moments and do that. And when you're ready, come back and join me. Awesome. So welcome back. Hope you're feeling good about getting clear about your business and what your business does. This work that you're doing now is going to so set up our Kickstart call and your very first business building retreat in such an amazingly massive way. Okay. So now we're going to start working on the blueprint for your business. We're literally going to take all the work that we've done and create your blueprint. So the first thing I want you to do, and you have an actual worksheet where all of this is on there for you, so you can just fill it right into this worksheet, or you can continue using just a blank sheet of paper, whichever floats your boat and makes you feel better. I'm fine with either. So we're going to start with this first statement. This is a variation of the power statement, right? I help, that's going to be the group of people, solve, achieve, whatever, whichever one you like better, the result or problem. So solve their problem or achieve a result, so that, and then the biggest benefits or transformation. So here's an example. I help business owners attract more clients so that they have more income, free time, and never have to worry about feast or famine in their business. So if I were putting it in that format, because I just realized it's not entirely in that format, I help business owners attract more clients so that they have it is in that format. So that they have more income, free time, and never have to worry about feast or famine in their business. So that's an example. So let's start with this sentence. Take a few moments and write down your response to I help, solve / achieve, so that. I help a group of people solve or achieve the result or problem so that their biggest benefits are transformation. Take a few minutes, write that down. When you're ready, come back and join me. Awesome. So right away, you've got your first sentence done. I'm excited for you. Next, we're going to list the 3 qualifications of your ideal clients. You remember this, right? When I had you write down at least 3 character traits about them that you love. So I only work with group who, A, B, and C. I only work with business owners or women entrepreneurs who take decisive action, get incredible results for their clients, and pay on time. Whatever your 3 qualifications are, you want to take a moment right now and write them down. Awesome. So now we're ready to move on to the next statement. Now we're going to list the 3 disqualifications of those that you reject. I absolutely reject clients who A, B, and C. And this is the 3 things that you don't want, of people you don't want to work with. See how this is all fitting together? I absolutely reject clients who make excuses instead of taking action, blame others for their problems, and waste my time. So take a few moments and write down your at least 3 of your disqualification statements if you have more than them listed there. Then come back and join me. Awesome. Now we're ready for the next part. Now you're going to list 3 ways that the problem shows up in their daily lives. Remember this part? Now we're moving into the havoc. Without my help, these people will A, B, and C. Continue to struggle to find clients, work way too hard, and make less money in their business. Those are my 3 ways that the problem will continue to show up in their daily lives. So yours could be, without my help, these people will continue to fight with their spouse, find themselves being separated or divorced, and add in a 3rd one. You want it to be some of that ugly, yucky stuff, that havoc. List 3 of those things and then come back and join me. Awesome. Are you excited? We're building out your business blueprint. All right. Next up, we're going to expand that out. Okay. So we're going to go a little bit deeper and we're going to say those 3 that you just listed, this will make their life full of havoc because A, B, and C. And you're going to list 3 more ways it's going to cost them to not have the problem solved. You want to make it juicy, descriptive, and vivid. An example. This makes their life full of havoc because they will always be struggling to make ends meet. They'll have less time to spend with their family, and they'll have to be working hard to make up for not being able to hire more people. So that's 3 examples of how we make it even worse. So take a few moments and jot down 3 more ways to expand out on that havoc, and then come back and join me. All right, welcome back. So now we're going to share how you help. So here's the next sentence. But with my help, these people will A, B, and C. And you're going to talk about how your program helps them. But with my help, these people will tighten their messaging and their marketing. They'll start closing sales everywhere, even in the grocery line. And they'll position their business to become extremely profitable in a year or less. Share how you help them. Now we're moving into the haven, right? Is this making sense? So take a few moments, jot down this, but with my help, these people will jot down your at least 3 things that will happen as they work with you, and then come back and join me. All right. Now we're going to expand it out again, right? This benefits everything in their life because of A, B, and C. This benefits everything in their life because their marriage will become stronger, their children will be more well-adjusted, and they'll finally be able to move out of that terrible neighborhood into one that will really serve their life's purpose. Expand it out. Continue to expound upon that. So go ahead and expand it out, and then come back and join me when you're ready. Okay, next up, we're going to add in your 6 to 8, no more than 12 milestones. The way I help them get this result is by, and then you want to list all of your milestones, helping them to improve their mindset or take on an advancing mindset, helping them to tighten their brand message, helping them to create the right marketing strategies, literally listing out each of the steps that you walk them through. Those 6 to 8 milestones, again, double as your offer and what you're going to teach to them each week in your program. Okay? Then I want you to read everything that you have so far and see how it sounds. Does it sound good? Does it need anything else need to be added to it? How's it going, right? I want you to go through that. I want you to then ask yourself, given the life-changing transformation that I'm helping my clients to receive, what is that going to be worth? And I want you to ideally pick a price point that is between $3,000 and $5,000. Each and every one of you should have a high ticket offer. You should be able to, based on even how you're investing in yourself in this program, you should create a program that people are paying you top dollar for to get access to this result. We are done charging by the hour. You will run out of hours long before you run out of talent and results. So we are not charging by the hour anymore. We are charging for the outcome we provide. And here's the sentence you're going to finish. In exchange for helping my clients achieve this transformation, my fee is just $3,000 to $5,000 or more. It could be more than $5,000 if you feel that what you offer is at the point to charge more. I will help you to clarify the right price point, but I want you to give it your best shot at being crystal clear about all of this. That's why we went through all of these steps and listed them all step by step, one by one, so that you can see just how bad you are. and based on how bad you are, what you deserve to earn for what you offer to other people. Okay? Now, I want you to divide your monthly income goal by the price of your program. So if you want to generate $30,000 a month and your program is $3,000, that's 10 clients per month. And here's your next sentence. I close a minimum of 10 clients per month and I earn at least $30,000 per month for my services. That is your next sentence in this blueprint statement. Then you're going to close your blueprint with your big why. Remember that, right? I do all of this because, and you're going to list out that very first part that I asked you, why is achieving this income goal important to you? You're going to list some of those things out. And then I want you to end with any other empowering beliefs or statements that are going to help you to feel amazing about what it is that you do. Right? So you might say, I'm on a divine assignment. This is not my business. This is God's business. I'm doing this work in order to usher transformation into this world. Whatever any of those things are, anything that just makes you feel like the true hero that you are in your industry for solving this problem for other people. That's what I want you to jot down now. Awesome. So once complete, I want you to read the whole thing. And you're going to send a copy to me. I want to see it at clients@incredibleoneenterprises.com. There's a little typo in there. I see it. But you guys know the company name. I guess I was moving a little too fast. Once you get it the way you love it, then I want you to start reading it in the morning and at night before sales conversations, because I want it to become your reality. This is your business blueprint. Again, this blueprint is just for you. It's not going on your website. It's not for your clients. It is for you. Okay? So let's do a quick review. Clarity is the key to building a business that serves you in the most amazing ways. And getting clear on the outcome you provide is the biggest challenge that business owners have. That's why we are breaking it down this way. It makes such a big difference to think of it in terms of this. I want to hear about how this was for you as you went through it. And again, remember, come back and go through this module as many times as you need to. Because I want you to get it succinct and clear. I want it to feel good for you. I want you to have a visceral reaction with it as you read it, because thinking this way is going to change the game for your business. Again, it's just for you. It's just so that you get the clarity that you need to build the business that serves you. So here are your assignments. You want to select an income goal and write down why it's important. You want to determine your one spice problem that you're going to solve. You want to clarify your ideal client by listing all of the qualifications to be your ideal client, and then listing the traits of people you don't want to work with. You want to outline the havoc if the problem isn't solved. You want to outline the haven they will experience when the problem is solved. You want to list the steps to take them from havoc to haven, because again, those become your milestones. And then you want to create your blueprint. Read it daily and share it with me. Remember to prepare your questions for our next Q&A call and clients at Incredible One Enterprises if you're not going to be there live or if you have any questions in the interim. I hope you guys enjoyed this Getting Clear module. This is going to be so important to us having our first conversation in your Kickstart call, as well as the business building retreat. So take your time, go through this module as many times as you need to, get it so that it feels really, really good to me. And then that's when I want you to send it to me. Again, if you have any questions, clients@incredibleoneenterprises.com. All right. I will see you guys on the next module, and I'll see you real soon for your Kickstart call, as well as at our first business building retreat. Take care.